make a meme out of that. I'm going to edit that, and I'm going to turn it into a meme. I hope you know that. Man, nobody's safe when that camera's on.
What do you mean? I got a lot of hidden records in your favor.
It's 1:45. I'm alone and I need you now.
I said I wouldn't call, but I am a little horny and I need you now.
That last one, that'd be... What's up, everybody? Welcome to Knockout Sessions. It's your boys, Julio, Milton. So we'll bring to you, as promised as always, another episode. We've been more consistent with y'all because we love y'all. And for everybody that knows the routine, hit the like, share, and subscribe. Para la gente que está en español, aquí en la esquina, están todos los captions. Let's get right to it. And we head out to 4 a.m. in China. Peter Yan versus Davison Figuereido. It was China. Y'all want to bet? Okay. Bear with us. I'm not editing this. Y'all are staying here until further notice.
Julian, I'd love to press your buttons because of what just happened earlier today.
This man doesn't know his cultures, guys.
Chama-san.
So he argues that UFC Fight...
I'm not arguing. I was just pointing out.
Macau. Galaxy Arena in Macau.
Macaui.
God,
Beyond the point, it was an awesome fight if you woke up at 4 a.m. to go roofing.
Me.
Yes, of course. So what do you think, Julio? Give me your breakdown because you are obviously a UFC guy. Obviously, you had money on Yan.
I didn't have money on Yan.
I betted it against Figgy.
Yan was my prediction. It's just that he looks so good, so crisp. That Peter Yan that was vintage Peter Yan, the one that I know can regain the championship. He looked crisp. I think that Peter Yan beats anybody.
Really? Because who's the champion right now?
Merab Dvalishvili.
Did he fight Merab already?
He did, and Merab...
How does he beat someone he's already fought?
Because Peter Yan is the Vasily Lomachenko of UFC. It just takes some data, he processes it, and he can go.
Okay. Interesting.
So I'm sure in a rematch, Yan would adapt better than Merab would. However, that's besides the point because Merab has a meeting with Umar. Ooh. I think the fight to make is Yan O'Malley too.
Yes, because even though it's a very competitive fight, even though you could say it could have gone either way, should have. I think a lot was just left unanswered on that fight. So I do believe O'Malley and Peter Juan deserve that rematch to see who deserves a title shot again.
And if it's not Yan, obviously we want to see O'Malley versus Corey Sandhagen. But that striking between Yan and any combination of the three, he's already beaten Sandhagen and he should have beaten O'Malley. But the striking between Yan and really any of those two other names mentioned would just feed generations. We've seen it with Corey, we've seen it with O'Malley, but I think a rematch with O'Malley would be the sexier one. Because when you look at the striking percentages from Yan, 121 of 193 to Davison Figueiredo's 53 of 119 in the significant strikes. That's 62% to 44% clip right there.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, he had 1 of 4 takedowns, whereas Figueiredo had 2 of 8. So his takedown defense has improved already dramatically since the Merab fight. And it's not like Figueiredo got dominated. Figueiredo had his moments, and he showed good power moments. Mm-hmm. It's just that, they're both... This was as high-level mixed martial arts as you can get because you got a 2-time UFC flyweight champion and a former bantamweight champion going at it. This was like the meeting of two guys perfect for each other. So
100%.
As far as Figgy goes, I wouldn't... Actually, I wouldn't mind an all-Brazil brawl.
Against who?
Figueiredo, Jose Aldo.
I mean, yeah.
You know,
at this point,
I think that would be a good fight. They're not too far off each other in age. I believe Aldo has about 4 years on him. That would actually be a good fight for Figueiredo. I think he deserves. He's got the status for it. He's got the credentials, to warrant a fight against Jose Aldo. Aldo, who recently just got robbed himself. Why not? Aldo's over here just kind of doing side missions before he really calls it a career.
Yeah.
So, but Jan,
Peter Kwan.
he if he's not the title contender, he's definitely in line for a big time fight. Now we go from the fight news to some court news, though. Your boy.
What happened with him?
Conor McGregor was found guilty on charges of graping. I don't have strength today. I'm sorry. It's too early.
Yeah, it looks like he's getting fined somewhere around what was it, like $250,000,
which to him is like
baby
$50
money.
to us.
But it's the act, obviously.
Is he guilty? Well, that's going to be the first question everybody wants to ask, because we know how life works, and it's hard for a man out here. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for a man out here. Not to be sexist or anything, but when you're rich and you're a man, you got the world against you.
When you're Conor McGregor, do you really need a grape? That's the real question.
I wouldn't put it past.
I'm not saying I put it past him, but do you really need a grape? That's the question, right? I feel like high status men might tend to get taken advantage, but no one's innocent until proven, right?
I mean, yeah. So I mean, the term used to say
he's already guilty. So
the term used to be innocent until proven guilty. Now you're guilty until proven innocent. That's the motto nowadays. So I hope he's arguing it. He put up a nasty tweet. I forgot what the context was because he already deleted it. But he did settle. So that to me sounds like the white flag. So
and obviously. You had fucking Jake Paul couldn't resist from fucking saying something to Conor, and he tweeted something around the lines of Conor's over here graping, and you guys are talking shit about me.
I mean, that's a good little blanket to put over yourself. Not a bad one at all, but it's unfortunate. Conor's...
And Conor just told him to shut up, you little gay nerd.
I should have laughed at that. It's unfortunate what's happened in this last couple of years of Conor's career. It's sad, honestly, what's happening.
It's a lot of wasted time. But, it's your typical story of...
You flew too close to the sun.
Not just that. Overall, I mean, his combat career in general, like, it's hard to get back in the ring when you wake up in silk sheets type of vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like, he made it. He did what he needed to do. He made generational money now. He's just enjoying life. Obviously, he's
the wrong way.
Yeah, I was about to say. Obviously, he's getting himself into some unnecessary activities. But for the most part, I mean, are we even going to see Conor next year? I know you predicted, we're probably not going to see him until December of next year. At this point, I honestly don't think Conor's coming back at all.
Every day, that percentage just goes down by 1% more and more.
Yeah, there's no motivation no more.
And really, who wants to even do business with Conor right now?
Yeah.
Chandler. Well, I'm sure he's praying for it, but Chandler can probably just go get himself a Masvidal fight.
Now, let me ask you this. Is Conor still under UFC contract? Does he owe the UFC any fights?
He's under a contract. He's just, he can easily just buy it out, though. He goes on a fight-by-fight basis with Dana.
Oh, okay.
So I'm sure with him currently, he had signed for the Chandler fight, so I'm assuming he's still under contract for that. But I mean, he could easily just kind of just not come back again, and that's the end of Conor. And it's a sad thing, because there was once upon a time we were excited for fights with like Jorge Masvidal, guys like Usman if he would have came back and gotten a win. Now we're praying for guys like Chandler.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about Dan Hook. Like it's just like lower and lower and lower, and so.
It is what it is, what it isn't,
Proven or guilty until proven innocent, but it's a sad career at this point. But going back to some fine announcements now, we got Alex Pereira Magomed Ankalaev, targeted for UFC 313 on March 8th in Las Vegas, Nevada, not Abu Dhabi.
Either way, this man's freaking year streak of staying active continues because he's coming back early next year already.
This is a break for him.
I know.
That's crazy.
But still, I mean, if he fights early next year, you can expect him to probably try to sneak in 3 fights next year.
Oh, he's coming back for international fight in July.
But this is the big question, right? Assuming Figuereido gets through on Ankalaev, and we kind of talked on this on our last episode, that this is a good stepping stone to moving towards a John Jones fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we've been hearing how John Jones gives zero fucking fuckity fucks of wanting to fight Tom Aspinall.
He could just vacate it out.
Which he probably is at this point. Yeah. Because I think the pressure's probably there now, even from Dana. Because obviously Dana's going to feel the fucking pressure from everybody, even Tom.
As he should.
And it doesn't seem like he's trying to protect John Jones anymore.
No, because
because now he needs the next toy.
And he needs the next super fight.
Yep.
And he said it himself. Aspinall versus Jones could be the biggest heavyweight fight of all time, which we've heard that numerous times. Brock Lesnar, King Velasquez, Francis Ngannou. But I really do believe Jones and Aspinall can live up to that bill. Now, as far as Figuereido goes, I do like the fact that he's going to fight Ankalaev potentially, seemingly like they're in talks for March. And I think if he does win that and Jones does vacate, why not? Then you can do Figuereido Jones, and the winner, especially if it's Figuereido, will probably fight Tom Aspinall.
Yeah.
And then at that point, we have Tom Aspinall versus Alex Pereira, who, if at this point Figuereido beat John Jones, we're already looking at him like God mode. Yeah, 100%. And then if he collects that third belt,
there he is.
He can retire as the GOAT.
But will he? Probably not.
I mean, probably not. He'd probably go into boxing at that point. But to me, MMA GOAT. Undisputed. Just absolute God mode.
No. Stop.
Speaking of Figuereido, though, his children are fighting each other.
Which ones?
Prochaska versus Hill.
Oh, yes.
Targeted for UFC 311 in January. Yuri, last time we saw him, he's got his noggin blown out by a shin from Figuereido. And then the last time we saw Jamal Hill, got knocked out in like a minute off of a nasty uppercut from Alex Figuereido. These two, it's a high-stakes contender fight trying to get themselves back in the title picture. How do you view this?
I don't know. I feel like I like Prochaska's combos, obviously. So I would still favor Prochaska just a little bit. I feel like Jamal Hill is your Bilal, the light heavyweight division.
In terms of popularity, yes.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know, because if you see, and I know you talk about mathing, but I mean, we still saw Prochaska kind of hang in there a little longer with
both fights.
Yeah, both fights. So I don't know. I think the momentum and overall experience is on Prochaska's side, but you never know.
I think I have a 60-40 Prochaska favored. Jamal Hill's known to bang it out, so he has power behind him, and he probably could catch Prochaska, who's been known to be chinny. Mm-hmm. Both of them are chinny. I mean, you're going to be chinny when you fight Figuereido.
Yeah.
But Prochaska himself is shown to be a little bit more chinny with other fighters as well. Prochaska, I feel, is like the more technically sound fighter, so I probably would favor Prochaska in that bout as well. On to the next one. We're going down to Mexico, where it looks like it's going to be Diego Lopez versus Josh Emmett. Fight night, March 29th. I guess now we got confirmation that it looks like Volk is not going to fight Lopez.
Oh, that's true, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what happened there.
Oh, we know where that's going.
You think so?
He's going to get decapitated again.
Let's go.
And he's going to cry watching it again. It'll be 3 fights in a row. Topuria has just laid out the guy that he's rooting for.
It's okay. Well, to be fair, I'm not rooting for nobody no more against Ilya. When we're talking about Alex and Ilya now, it's okay. You just flatten it out.
You've accepted it?
Yeah.
It's okay. We got other fighters coming in. Shavkat, Fiziev. We got more. We got more coming in.
Yeah.
But back to the Lopez Emmett fight. I think that's actually a good fight. Not a bad fight. I mean, people look at Josh Emmett like, Josh Emmett, why for Diego? Like, it could have been Holloway. Well, Holloway's moving up in weight. Could have been Volk. Well, Volk wants a rematch. I think Josh Emmett is good for two reasons. One, he's coming off of that nasty knockout win from UFC, was it 300 against Bryce Mitchell, where he just
that's true.
curled that man's toes down to the ground.
Damn, it's been that long since we've seen him.
Yeah. and Diego, on the other hand, will get a fighter who he has mutually fought with the champion now, since Topuria now fought Josh Emmett a couple fights ago. So that's always a good dress rehearsal when you're trying to bring up a contender like Diego Lopez. Is how does he do against opposition of the champ?
Yeah.
So I think it's a good fight. I personally favor Lopez. I believe same thing, 60-40. Because Josh Emmett can just knock your lights out in a second like that. But Lopez himself is just, he's a wild man. Who do you favor in that fight?
I'm gonna stick with my gut feeling to say I'm staying out of this one.
Ooh.
Let's just see what Diego Lopez has. Let's just watch one more fight.
You need one more for a believer?
One more fight. Let's see what he does. If he can withstand some good punches from Emmett,
who's a tank.
Yeah, he's huge, bro.
His torso was like this.
Yeah, those big ass back. So we'll see.
And
he does.
Josh Emmett he's got a chin on him. I mean, he went 5 rounds with Topuria.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Topuria battered him for 5 rounds. We'll keep rolling with fight announcements. February 1st, reportedly in Australia, the return of this man's guy, Israel Adesanya versus Nasruddin Imavov. I'm surprised Adesanya's thinking about this fight. You know, it's a rising contender. You would think Adesanya is kind of more in that line of like, I want big fights. Let's go to light heavyweight.
Well, think about it like
Prochaska.
That's what I was gonna say. I was thinking about it like in his weight class, like who's left that's considered to be a big fight, right? I think at this point, like he needs to establish himself that he's still
in the hunt.
Yeah, like he's still him by taking on more dangerous young up and comers,
especially with bad stylistic matchups for him.
Yeah, so I think overall, this looks good on him, especially if he wins, because it just shows that he still has it in him.
He's turned into the Robert Whittaker of the division.
Oh, how the tables have turned.
Oh man, I think so too. I think he's gonna try to like maintain his status in the division.
Yeah,
because he knows that with 1 or 2 wins, he's gonna be demanded for another title shot, whether it's DDP, Hamza. I mean, can you imagine if Hamza beats DDP, Izzy beats Imavov? What do we got now? Adesanya Chimaev, I can guarantee you.
Yeah, see, that would be a big fight.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that'd be good.
That would, and that's
because if he moves up, like he needs to take on something very dangerous before he probably gets a rematch against Figuereido at another weight class.
You probably have to fight the winner
again. Going back to what I've always said, but if you have the last laugh, do you really need to go up there? And
absolutely, because I own real estate. I don't. If I'm Adesanya, I don't stop until it's.
But yeah, I think you're right. Like if he does move up, I think fighting the winner of Hill Prochaska would be a good one. But we'll see. I think this is a good reset for him. Yeah. Depending on how he does in this fight will fucking determine a lot of where the fuck he's at now.
We're about to see Adesanya, 2.0, 3.0 now?
We'll see.
So
that's why he called it on his last fight, even though he lost. So.
Yeah. I think he should be favored in that fight. I probably would have it 70-30 Adesanya because he's still competitive. It's not like Father Time has really caught up to him quite yet. Yeah. Or he's chinny or anything, like unless he's fighting Figuereido, obviously. Other than that, from fight announcements, we have fight collapses, and we have, this report of Nick Diaz out due to possible substance abuse. Ooh. Caught video of him lighting up a plant in the middle of the street shirtless, and he looks like a homeless man. Ooh. And I hope it's not the case, and, maybe he was just effing around or something, but he looked very unhealthy, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, because how old is he now?
Oh, he's about 41.
See, what are we doing?
Nick.
If we're not taking care of our UFC business. Take care of your life outside of the UFC. You know what I'm saying? What are we doing?
But y'all love Nick. If you don't love Nick Diaz, you don't love MMA. So we want what's best for him. Hopefully he gets the treatment he needs, if that's the case. And if he comes back, a farewell fight. Maybe against like a Tony Ferguson or a Jorge Masvidal.
Yeah.
If he chooses to come back. You know what I'm saying? Like, that fight was supposed to be booked in like...
I think Tony's a little more fair. I think Jorge still has it too. Probably
still has enough juice to lay him out. Probably.
Yeah.
But when we go from the octagon to the ring, we have some boxing news too, and it pertains to Eddie Reynoso accepting to develop an unproven talent in Teofimo Lopez.
2-time undisputed. 2-time.
Go ahead. The floor is yours, Teofimo Stan.
No, I think this is a good move for him because obviously this has been one of the biggest talk of when the fuck are we going to leave Daddy?
Yeah.
He's leaving Daddy. It's good. We've seen how he tends to not fix his minor little issues here and there where
proven talent.
If they're hitting you with the fucking left hook over and over again, you would think you would adjust that shit, right? So I think it's those little details that would be good for him to get outside of his usual comfort zone.
Yeah.
Go into Eddie Reynoso's camp. Obviously Canelo's very defensive, so
and they're good friends. So.
Yeah, so hopefully that would help him. Bro, I'm sorry, am I boring you with my fucking topic here? God damn.
What a female.
God.
You're not boring me. Teofimo fights bore me. But Eddie's got a stable on his hands.
Overall, though, think about it this way. I think if Teal can just fix those minor issues, right?
Right.
I think this is where I want this to lead, right? Mm-hmm. So we got confirmation that Tank is officially going to fight
Lamont Roach.
Yeah, Lamont Roach in March. They were originally scheduled for December, but apparently they couldn't get
a deal done
by December. So it looks like they moved this into March.
Which it was January, it was February, now it's March. I recall a certain handsome individual in a couple videos ago saying, oh, no, it's going to keep getting pushed back.
That was me. But think about it this way, right? Lamont Roach is coming up from 130 to 135. Mm-hmm. There's really nothing that I can think of that Roach is going to do that everyone else hasn't tried, right? So this should be your typical fight. Tank gives up a few first rounds, catches them somewhere in the middle.
Looks great.
Makes a lot of money, right?
He's pound for pound number one.
My thing is, Tank is like about to hit his 30s.
He's in his 30s now.
Or he's in his 30s, right? And there is literally no significant wins under his belt.
I mean,
if he retires today, what is his argument to go into the Hall of Fame? There isn't one, right? I think if we start at 140, Teal still holds the belt at 140. Teal fixes his defensive issues. We get a mega fight at 140.
I would love to see that fight, just to see the two of them hopefully beat the brains out of each other. And then I know a couple individuals that would be in shambles watching that fight. You know, they really wouldn't know who to choose. And if I had to choose who those individuals would choose, it probably would be Tank.
Teal.
You think so?
I choose Teal.
I know you would.
But because overall, you have to see it as in, overall, Teal has overall more experience. Mm-hmm. So, well, say what you want about Tank's power. It's not that he doesn't have real power, but if you have experience, getting punched over and over again in the same area, you have to assume that you can.
You can't do that against Tank.
No, that's what I'm saying. This is why I think the Eddie Reynoso move is good timing. Maybe we can see them fight sometime in June, July. Because beyond that, Tank ain't gonna fight Shakur. He doesn't want to chase Shakur around.
Who is having problems of his own getting a fight because William Cepeda is out apparently. He's not going to be able to make that fight with Shakur because he has a collarbone injury.
There you go. And that was the only other person I was going to say. Beyond that, you're talking about 135. You would fight William Cepeda, which is still doable. By the time that Tank fights, Cepeda should be healed. You probably can see them back in the ring sometime in May, June also. But again, that's a lot of wasted time. For Tank, if he doesn't come back,
I felt the anger in your eyes.
Making you go to sleep. And then the only other thing that makes sense at 140 would either be Haney or Rayo Valenzuela.
For Tank.
But again,
I think of the two, he's going to choose Rayo.
Probably.
And that's his problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of, like you said, he doesn't have a lot of time left in the sport, at least in his prime. You would think, like, oh, I'm going after Haney, who's a wounded animal right now, both mentally and probably spiritually and physically, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
You go over there, you take him out, and that cements probably the biggest win of your career. I would say so, in accolades wise, compared to like Ryan Garcia.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like you said, set it up with Teo.
Yep. But we'll see. He always fails us.
Tank?
Yes.
Absolutely. Like, the talent is there. We're not judging him on his talent. We're judging him on his trajectory.
100%.
100%.
And
if you're a Tank follower and you still go out and say he's a top 5 pound for pound, top 3 pound for pound,
there's no way you can say that.
No. Actually, for the sake of argument, Alex Pereira or Tank Davis was.
Oh my God, we're not doing this right
now.
now.
We're doing this right now.
No, we're not.
We're doing this right now. He knows the truth. You tell us in the comment section who's had a better career.
Oh yeah, that's not what I'm arguing.
What were you arguing?
I thought you meant like fight wise.
No. I'm saying like no, God, no, that's abuse.
There's no fucking comparison, obviously.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? When you, I would say Tank, and this is gonna rub some people the wrong way, is the Jorge Masvidal of boxing.
I 100% agree on that one.
So we'll just leave y'all with that piece of thoughts. Tell us in the comment section what you guys think on everything that we have spoken about. Like I said, it was a quick video because there's a lot of announcements going. And if you haven't already, go get your turkeys because happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yeah, boy.
Be safe, drink responsibly, and if you have to work on Black Friday, I'm sorry. But hit the like, share, and subscribe. Para la gente en español que pusieron las capciones en el empiezo el video, like, compártenlo, suscríbanse. Ahí para la otra. Peace.